A square lamina of 40 side rests on one of its sides on HP, and the surface of the lamina makes 30 degrees to HP, and the side opposite on which it rests makes 45 degrees to VP. Draw the projections. So, looking at the problem statement, we can arrive at a set of conclusions. The first one is the type of polygon given to us is a square lamina of side 40 and then its resting condition is it is resting on one of its edges on the HP, and this surface of the lamina is inclined at an angle of 30 degrees to the HP, and the side opposite to which it rests makes an inclination of 45 degrees to VP. So this is the problem pertaining to the inclination of the square lamina, and here we do not have any other parameters like the diagonal or the median, so which is getting diminished in its second position. So obviously this is not a beta angle problem because it is the edge which is not going to change its length in any of the views. The xy line of thickness 0.18 so let us draw a line of thickness 0.18 and then let us annotate this line to be the reference line. So this is x and this is y, and the plane above the xy line is VP and the plane below the xy line is HP. So now we will execute the top view of the square lamina, so which is measuring 40 So since it is a square lamina, all the sides must be equal and it is resting on one of its edges. So now we will annotate this square lamina as ABCD. So this is corner A, this is corner B, this is corner C, and this is corner D. So this is the top view of the square lamina resting on one of its edges AB. So the edge AB is considered as the reference edge towards the right hand side of the observer, and this is the resting condition. So now we will mark the front view of this square lamina. So for that we will select a projection line of thickness 0.13 and try to intersect the XY line. And now we will trim this portion of the XY line and draw the front view of the square lamina, which is a straight line. So we will join the distance between the end projectors and we will annotate the front view of the square lamina as B dash and A dash, and this is C dash and D dash. So the corner C is visible to the observer and D is not visible, and here the corner A is visible, it is not visible, and the corner B is visible. So that is the reason. Okay, so now this completes the initial position. So this is the top view of the square lamina resting on one of its edges AB, and this is the corresponding front view of that particular square lamina. So now we will go for the second position, that is the inclination of this lamina with respect to the horizontal plane. So as per the problem statement, it is inclined to HP at an angle of 30 degrees. So now we will consider this statement. So we will select the front view of the square lamina and then we will try to move this. So whenever we are moving initially, ensure the copy button is on. So now move the front view of the lamina on the other side of the XY line. And now we will rotate this. So select the rotate option. The first point of rotation is the corner B, and next the second point of rotation is the corner C. So we have rotated this at an arbitrary angle, so we can just measure this angle and change it to be the required angle of 30 degrees. So you can just see that when we do this, the line is not intersecting with the XY line. So what we can do is, whenever we are using the rotate option, there itself we will be giving the rotation angle as the desired angle. So we will select the rotate option This is the first point of rotation and this is the second point of rotation. So the angle is 30 degrees. So this is the direction. So now you can just measure the angle which is 30 degrees. So now we will draw the vertical projector downwards. So select the line option and draw the projection line of thickness 0.13 mm. So ensure all the projection lines will be measuring 90 degrees, minus 90 degrees and 180 degrees whenever you're doing it from the left hand side to the right hand side. So these are the points of intersection and then this has to be darkened. So this is the thickness of 0.50 line shall be chosen and from the point of intersection we will mark the corresponding edges of the square lamina. So you can just see that whenever the square lamina is inclined at an angle of 30 degrees, this is the top view of the square. You can just show the measurement here. So this is 40 mm and this is also 40 mm. But here you can just see that it has been diminished because this is the top view of the lamina when it is inclined at an angle of 30 degrees to the HP. So now we will annotate this. So this is corner A, this is corner B, and this is corner C, and this is corner D. So now we need to consider this diminished square lamina for the next position. So the next position is the side opposite to the edge on which it is resting. So that is AB is the resting edge and the edge opposite to this edge is DC. So the edge DC is inclined to VP at an angle of 45 degrees. So now let me draw a line of inclination of 40 degrees with respect to the VP. So let me draw a line of any arbitrary length and the angle will be 40 degrees. So measure the angle. It is 40 degrees with respect to the vertical plane. So now on this line, I need to place this square lamina ABCD such that it is uh, the edge CD which is inclined to the VP at an angle of 40 degrees. So for that, let me go for selecting the square lamina along with the annotations and then select the move option, ensure the copy is on. So now keeping point D as the reference, let me move the point D on this XY line. And now selecting the rotate option, ensuring the copy is off. First point of rotation, second point of rotation, and rotate the edge CD on the XY line like this. So now this completes the inclination of the square lamina towards the VP on the edge which is opposite to the edge on which it is resting. So now we will draw the vertical projectors from the corner D and similarly the vertical projector from the corner C. The vertical projectors from corner A shall intersect the XY line and similarly from that of the corner B shall intersect the XY line like this. So now select the line option and then select a 50.50 mm thickness line and then join this. So I've just taken the reference from the uh, tilted line in the front view. So I've not shown the projection lines. However, we can just show that. So select 0.13 mm. So you can just see that it is intersecting here. So this is the view of the square lamina whenever it is inclined to the VP at an angle of 40 degrees. So now we will annotate this square lamina. So this is D dash and this is the corner C dash and this is corner A dash and this is the corner B dash. So how do we check the correctness of the problem? So you can just see that in the initial position it is resting on the edge AB and here also it is resting on the initial position that is A dash B dash. So this is how we can validate the correctness of the problem. So now we'll indicate the direction of the projection lines. So for that, select the leader option and select properties and change the color to black. Click OK and show the direction of the projection lines for all the projector lines that we have drawn. So with this, we complete the solution for the problem statement, which states that a square lamina is resting on one of its edges and it is inclined to the HP at an angle of 30 degrees, and the edge opposite to the edge on which it is resting is inclined to VP at an angle of 40 degrees. So with this, we complete the problem. Thank you all for watching.